Yo, what's going on, guys? DJS here. I wanted to upload the full trailer from Xbox, basically, of this new Mob of the Dead trailer that they put out there. There's a lot of things to touch on. I'll try to put some freeze points in this and discuss them as we go. But I'll go ahead and let you guys listen to part of this, and then I'll interject as I see fit.
Where are we going from here? Where do we go?
It was a challenge to try and capture something as iconic as Alcatraz.
You know about this. This is arguably the most famous prison in the world, and now you're in it.
Just the space, the physicality of it, because it's quite claustrophobic. When modern-day prisons are designed, they really consider not intimidating people or making the spaces, as least stressful as possible. Well, Alcatraz didn't suffer from those restrictions. They did the research, they went out, studied Alcatraz, not just from books or internet. They were actually there to feel the environment, so it really sets a mood that gets you a little spooked.
Well, we kind of started with the base layout of Alcatraz. The entire island we ended up roughing out in kind of a white box form, and then figuring out what play spaces we wanted to use out of that, what would be the most interesting areas to play in, and the connections between spaces, and spaces that the public doesn't necessarily get to go into. We really did a lot of pushing to really enhance that psychological horror aspect that we're really looking for. And this is a really good opportunity to really tell something special.
Alright, so right here is a freeze frame. It shows you guys basically that you can unlock the gondola for $7.50, and it will take you up in a different part of the map. So this is going to be a big map, fortunately, unfortunately.
It's been identified that there are these side missions that you're going to go out and try to accomplish.
Alright, so this part is pretty crazy right here. It says escape plan, find the warden's key, get the plane parts, build a plane on the roof, get the hell off the island. So I wonder if there's actually going to be an end to this map or not for the first time ever. We will actually see. I'm not really sure what to expect.
Al and the rest of the groups put together this escape plan.
Alright, so this next screen shows you that afterlife equals power. There's a symbol stuck in his head. I believe that is the afterlife. And then that is where I believe you actually have to turn on the power for this Alcatraz map.
The point is to get the parts and assemble this plane so they can get off the island.
It looks right here like this is actually some of the parts from the plane that you need to collect.
We did something new for the first time. We have actually contextual music that goes off. So that's a first for zombies. And it's all based around this horror thriller aspect.
Every location will have a specific stinger that you hear when you find it, when you discover it, when you start unraveling the story. We start building on the music that you're hearing, and it's really enhancing that experience and going along with it in parallel.
Because we wanted to embrace this kind of horror thriller element, we wanted character actors, guys who could really embody someone and then convey emotion. So that's why we went for guys like Liotta, getting in that kind of guy. We wanted a frantic nature. So he plays a character called Billy Handsome, who's this kind of psychopath who would be employed by the mob to kill people in interesting ways. Chazz Palminteri, he plays a guy called Sal DeLuca, an old mob boss. Michael Madsen playing Finn O'Leary. He's kind of worked himself from the floor, from the streets. He's got his hands dirty in the blood and the guts a couple of times. And then we had Joe Pantoliano, and he plays Arthur Arlington, who's nicknamed the Weasel. Those guys, they bring a quality and a subtlety and timing that you can't really identify or try to recreate.
Bring it on!
Alright, I wanted to replay that whole thing in slow motion because there's so much action in like 9 seconds here. So check this out in slow motion. Let me know if you see anything crazy out of the usual. I definitely noticed like 3 things that were just really, really wild. First of all, look at this right here. He turns red and he zooms towards you. I don't know what that was. And obviously you could see that was a Tommy gun before. This is like the single burst gun. The B-23 is back. And notice the devil thing on the wall. It's like a weird like devil dog. It just sits there. You can see that there's traps to be activated. Here's a big, huge juggernaut-looking guy again that you have to kill. If you haven't seen my breakdown video of that guy, but look at this thing. He eats the character. He eats the zombie, dude. What the hell is that? The zombie. I don't know, man. This stuff's crazy.
In the Afterlife mode, and that's just going to be, you know, what's going on. You're going to try to solve the mystery from the second you start.
Afterlife, to me, brings a new element, like a new puzzle element. Forces me to think a little bit more, or look for the clues, or kind of think of zombies on a slightly deeper level.
So it sounds like this Afterlife mode is a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, it said possibly the power had to be turned on in this world. I'm not sure Easter egg-wise what has to go on, but it looks like you're kind of a ghost of a person, and I don't really get it, man. It looks like you can shoot these zombies in this world with electricity, and I don't know if this world, how it interacts with the other world, but there's a speed cola machine here, so it must be you, kind of like Who's Who, maybe. I don't know yet.
You see clues throughout the map that tell you, ooh, perhaps if I'm in the afterlife, I can interact with this object, or there's some puzzle going on here that I need to be in the afterlife.
Back east, I whacked a dirty dentist with one of these. Took forever, too.
Alcatraz has a Civil War kind of fort background before it turned into a penitentiary. And so we had this kind of backstory, the idea that the warden would have collected Civil War weaponry.
So this is the new wonder weapon, man. I believe he called it the Blundergat, and this is the regular version, and then they're going to show the Pack-a-Punch version. Covered it in a previous video, so I'm not going to get into too much detail on this, though.
And one of them is a Blundergat. It's a fictional weapon, but the idea of the combination between a blunderbuss and a Gatling gun. And possibly, it might be a way of upgrading it to a more fantastical weapon that the players may find.
You all gotta go sometime. You just went now.
There's one main zombie, one big zombie that's going to come through and wreak havoc on your life. He'll lock down the perk machine, he'll close down the box, so you have to pay to get that open again. So you don't want him to interfere with your process.
Now's a good time to pick a fight.
It's a fun challenge. It keeps things moving forward.
In terms of perks, we have a new perk called Electric Cherry. When you reload, it gives a shock around, which scales over time.
Who's asking for it, greaseball?
There's so much to experience in this map. Every time I play it, there's a new tactic to take, a new experience, a new objective to go for. But there's also this layer of things that we aren't exactly exposing to the players right off the bat and will need to be discovered.
Don't let me go.
All right, you can see right here the buildables are back as confirmed earlier.
This is the calling. We hear.
We've got the undead in there, we've got these historical elements, and these fantastic actors all seem to be with peace with each other in this kind of same world. So it's magical, and our team is incredibly excited by it.
Alright guys, that's a full trailer. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing this map. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, feel free to. I will have tons of gameplays, lots of Easter egg stuff, and just how-to sort of stuff for those beginner players that are trying to get into zombies. Thanks again for stopping by. Catch you guys later. Peace.